forgiveness. It's not about them, it's about you. And today we're going to talk about the power of letting go. So you're not going to want to miss this episode.
Welcome to the Victim to Warrior podcast.
We're John and Melissa, and we are narcissistic abuse survivors, and our mission is to help other survivors reclaim and rebuild their lives. We've also incorporated mailbag, so make sure you stay till the end because it just might be your question that we answer.
Right.
Now, today's topic is forgiveness and all the myths that go along with forgiveness.
Right. So let's start with what forgiveness is not. It is not for them, it's for you.
Well, and people think because you forgive someone, you're forgiving their behavior. Right. You are letting them off the hook. And they also think, I've got to do this in person because if I'm going to forgive someone, they need to know about it. But that's not what forgiving an abuser is all about. It's releasing you from carrying the weight of that burden around. Because when you carry unforgiveness, you carry resentment, anger, shame, frustration, or fear, anxiety, all of these emotions that guess who's not feeling any of those? Your abuser. They have moved on. And I hate to be so harsh about it, but it's true. They're not losing an ounce of sleep over what they did to you, but you are losing a lot, including moving forward with your healing if you're hanging on to this bitterness.
Right. So it's not about forgetting what happened. It's not about reconciliation. And it's absolutely not about saying it's okay.
Right. So you suffered with non-forgiveness. So talk about how that held you back and what prevented you from moving forward.
Absolutely. When you don't forgive, it doesn't hurt them. Like Melissa said, it only hurts you. And it hurt me so bad for years, several years after my divorce. I had such regrets and I could not forgive her because I didn't want to let her off the hook. But then also I wasn't forgiving myself either. I didn't forgive myself for the red flags that I failed to recognize, for all the times I was manipulated, for all the times I went back. Oh my gosh. So not only was I not forgiving her, more importantly, I wasn't forgiving myself either. So I wasn't forgiving anybody in the situation. And the only person it hurt was me.
Well, because think about it, when you're carrying around that weight of anger towards someone else and resentment, and you want them to pay for what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, you want them to hurt as bad as they hurt you. And that's okay to feel that way. It really is, because that is normal. That's human. But it also prevents you from actually moving forward with your healing journey. So you literally have to take a pause on what forgiveness is not. And it's just what John said. It is not letting them off the hook. It's not forgiving their behavior. You do not have to do it in person. I had a restraining order against mine and still do to this day. There's no way I was going to go face to face with him just to try to forgive him to make myself feel better. I had to understand what forgiveness meant. And that meant I am going to release the burden that I've been carrying around by what someone else did to me. And by releasing that, it gives you freedom. It gives you the chance to say, you know what? I didn't deserve that. I didn't cause that, but I am tired of carrying the weight around on my shoulders about what somebody else did to me or what they took from me. So I am going to forgive them. They have to pay that price with their higher up.
Right.
You don't have to pay that price. But carrying around non-forgiveness is like a weight. It's like you can't get rid of that part of them from you. And you want to scrape them off. You do. You don't want any part of that person to go into your future. And both John and I know that if you want a chance at happiness again, if you want a chance to move forward with your life and have a healthy relationship with someone else, you can't carry around baggage. And it's hard to get rid of the baggage. So I know with you, John had a lot of relationships between me and him.
A lot of first dates. Let's not say relationships. Let's just say a lot of first dates.
But you kept seeing red flags. Oh, yeah. Maybe they were there. I'm glad he saw those red flags because then it paid that way for me. But I mean, it did harm you opening up yourself.
Oh, yeah.
To trust somebody else.
Let's do a visual, because I kind of thought about this from church yesterday. You know, we really talked a lot about this, and this is why we felt so strongly about doing this podcast on this today. There was an image of a heart that was hard because there was so much resentment and so much unforgiveness that someone was holding on to, that their heart actually turned into stone. And so they couldn't love anybody else. They couldn't love anything else.
Couldn't love themselves.
Couldn't love themselves. Right. That huge point. Because their heart was hard. Think about it that way. And so when you forgive that abuser, you kind of release yourself to allow your heart to become soft again and warm again. And it's just such a amazing thing to be able to do that. There's so much power in it. And it is, and it is not a sign of weakness. You know, I thought as a man, especially that if I forgave her, it was a sign of weakness on my part. How horrible for me to think that, because it's a sign of strength. Right, it is a total sign of strength for men and for women. If you can forgive them, release it, and move on, it's in the rearview mirror, and I'm not looking back. And so.
And it's a chance for you to further understand what it's done to you and what's holding you back. A lot of my clients have a hard time with that. And so what I told them is to actually write down what the abuse feels like. Why are you still holding on to it? Is it because you think they're living their best life? Is it because you want them to understand the pain they've caused you? Every single thing you're feeling is valid. Write it down. Get rid of it. That may be your first step in order to forgive them. If you just write down all of the feelings that you've been holding inside since the end of that relationship, and put them on paper, they're there, so you can see what it is. All of the negativity that is inside of you festering, you need to get it out. Yeah. And sometimes it helps to actually write a letter of forgiveness. I'm not asking you to send it to them. I'm just asking you to write down what you forgive them for, that you are forgiving them for what they did to you, whatever that is. All the things that you wrote down, you're letting it go. You're releasing it. And you know what? You can burn that letter out. It doesn't matter. But when you hold things down and you just ignore them, or you're bitter, it just affects the relationships with everyone else. I mean, your coworkers, your neighbors, your kids, your relatives, maybe somebody that you might want to have a relationship with, because you're not yourself. You've got that reservation up to where somebody can't actually get to know you, and you can't even get to know yourself anymore because you're not giving yourself any compassion. You're not giving yourself self-love, and you have to do that with a softened heart.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you can't do it with a hard heart.
No,
you can't.
No, you can't.
So we're talking about the steps, and I love what you said. You know, first you kind of have to acknowledge the abuse and the pain and how it affected you, and then writing it all down, cleansing it, putting it on paper. I think I recall one of your clients that said she didn't burn it, but every time she starts feeling that resentment coming up, and you could feel it, it's a physical thing.
Oh yeah.
She actually pulled that letter out and read it over and over again until that kind of dissipated and went away. How powerful is that?
It's very powerful. It's like dealing with a trigger. I mean, when you have triggers, and not forgetting somebody can certainly cause you triggers because you replay things in your mind. I know you've told me stories about how you would replay something over and over, and you should have done this, and why didn't you do this? And if you had done that, all of those regrets that play over and over in your mind, you actually relive the anger, the hurt, the bitterness that you felt, the heartache that you felt going through that abusive relationship. So, purging that from your body, letting it go, whether you burn the letter, tear it in a million pieces, put it in a jar, a book, and go back and read it when you're feeling those triggers. It's very powerful, but it's something that is courageous. It gives you strength. It takes strength to forgive someone for what they did. And I would not forgive. It's like I prayed to forgive him, but I didn't feel it. I did not feel it. And sometimes you won't. You might just say the words out loud, but you're like, I don't really, that sounded fake, because that's what I would think to myself. I'm like, that didn't sound earnest. You know what? It's just you. You're not saying it to them. You're trying to release it from holding it inside you and making your heart harden, or being so distrustful that you don't even want to give life another shot. So I had to practice. And finally I just said, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I've forgiven him. He's not my concern anymore. I will always remember things, but they're not going to hold me back. They're not going to stop me from moving forward, loving myself again, loving someone else again, opening my heart to someone else. Everything that it was stalling in my life, I finally just said, you know what? I'm done with it.
You know what else? Not forgiving somebody is keeping you from your best life.
Yes, it is.
And I didn't realize that either. I was just so resentful and so unforgiving that I didn't see all the amazing things that I had in my future. I couldn't see them then. I had this blinders on. I couldn't see it. But look what I was able to find by giving all that away, forgiving. I was able to find someone who I really wanted to spend my life with. We were able to start this amazing business, all these amazing things that we were able to accomplish because we were able to forgive and move on. And the same exact same thing can happen for you when you decide to forgive and pass it.
Exactly. And you know what? For all of you that are watching, write something in the comments. Are you struggling with forgiveness? Have you forgiven? And what did it do? Because, everybody benefits from different people's experiences in this narcissistic abusive arena. So let us know, let everybody else know what you've experienced or what you're struggling with. John goes through these comments every single day and answers them, because you might be stuck and you might be where we were years ago, where we just could not get past it. And it robbed us of our true potential, our happiness, our freedom.
And also, if you have a success story, if you have forgiven someone in your life and it changed you for the better and it gave you the strength to do something really amazing with your life, we would love to hear that too. So please share that with us.
Yeah, well, we want to congratulate you. We want to celebrate wins. I mean, and
other people can learn from it too.
Absolutely, absolutely. We talk about a lot of tough subjects on our podcast and in our videos, but it's nice to share wins with people. It's nice to share inspiration and let people know there's hope. And forgiveness is part of the healing journey. You've got to forgive someone to let something
that I don't think you can heal without it.
No, I don't.
You just you'll go through the motions like you said you kind of did, but you can't really fully heal and find that best life that's waiting for you unless you forgive.
Absolutely. Well, do you want to read the questions?
I would love to read the questions. We've got some really great questions.
These actually came up through comments in our videos and things, but they revolved around forgiveness. So
so we've kind of chosen for that reason. But here we go. If I am no contact, how will my ex-narcissist know I've forgiven them?
That's a great question, because people think in order to forgive someone, we just covered this, that you have to do it face to face. And generally speaking, that's the proper way to do forgiveness, but not with an abuser, not with a narcissist who doesn't care about your feelings. In fact, if you do it face to face, it will probably make you feel worse and trigger anger, and then you'll want to take it back. And that's not what this is about. This is about you releasing it from you. So I wouldn't suggest that you do it in person, to be honest with you. This is something to release from the inside and free yourself of that burden that you're carrying around. Because like I said, they're not losing 1 ounce of sleep. They've moved on. They don't care what they did to you. You're the one losing sleep. You're the one not living your best life. And they're just out, Lord knows, victimizing somebody else, but you don't want to victimize yourself. So by forgiving them, you've released it. So it's not an in-person thing. It's something for you to let go.
Yeah.
So
living your best life.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that.
It's very free.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What should I say if my narcissist tells me they did not do anything wrong to be forgiven for? So how do I keep them from becoming angry.
Or yourself from becoming angry.
Did you understand that question?
Well, it's how do they stop being angry?
Okay.
But wait,
Did they stop being angry?
yeah, and this actually came from somebody in one of our videos, because they did do it in person. They actually said, I'm going to be the bigger person and I'm going to forgive you. And the narcissist, who, when do they ever admit that they've done anything wrong? I said, well, I never did anything for you to forgive. I'm not asking for your forgiveness. I didn't do anything wrong. They got angry. The viewer got angry. It was like, well, you know what? You did. And then they wanted to rehash what they did. That just created a whole nother trigger of being furious and angry. And it was almost a setback. And so
It felt like they gave power away.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it felt like. So we don't ever suggest that you do this in person. And if for some reason you did do it in person, know what you're dealing with. If that person sits there and says, well, I didn't do anything to you to deserve forgiveness, I'm not asking you for forgiveness, they're not. But what you can say is, I forgave you anyway, and just walk away.
Right.
Because it was for you, not for them. So for some reason, if you feel like you have to do it in person, just be prepared for that negative comment, because remember the relationship that you were in, how many times they told you it was your fault, your responsibility, no apology. It's going to be the same way if you try to do this to them and expect something in return. If you don't expect anything,
It's not going to be reciprocated.
no, it's not going to be. So don't expect something from them. You're just releasing it. And so if they get snarky with you, you just turn around and say, you know what? I forgave you anyway. And you just walk away to them and then start living your best life. Don't let it hold you back. And that's probably the only reason that I tell my clients, this is not something that you need to do in person or on the phone or have the physical contact with them. They don't need to know that you forgave them because they don't care.
It really is an individual.
It is.
exercise.
It is a burden to release from yourself, not a burden to release from them that they don't even think they caused in the first place. So this is an exercise and a freeing exercise. So so that's pretty much what I would say to that. That would make me mad too, but you have to recognize where it's coming from. And it's coming from someone that probably made you very mad many, many, many times. So just walking away from it and not letting it cause emotional distress, not arguing back, that's probably would make them upset because they didn't get to you.
Right.
So, that might be a way to kind of have it go backlash on them.
That's something else too. When you release all that, it doesn't affect you anymore.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
So you can't be triggered.
No, you can't. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, please do. Please subscribe. We obviously are trying to get this word out to as many people that need this help as possible.
And subscribe because we have some amazing things coming up.
Yeah.
We're adding a whole new dimension
Yeah.
to Victim to Warrior, and it's all about wellness.
Yes.
And physical wellness. So nutrition and fitness and all of those exciting
But I
things.
go with healing. Go with healing.
They're feeling right.
So we're
One of those pillars of healing.
Yeah, really excited. John came up with the name Warrior Wellness.
Warrior Wellness.
So you got to stay tuned, and we will be bringing that onto this podcast very soon.
Yeah.